Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's coffee is coconut crumble. It's 37 degrees out, and it's going to be a high of 57. And again, it's very windy. So it makes it hard to do anything outside when it's that windy. This week it's going to be a little bit warmer, and then we have a day dipping down into the 30s again. So the weather is just repeating itself, but as long as we don't have any horrendous storms, I'm okay with that. So today I'm supposed to meet the family at Mally's, which is an ice cream place, but I don't know if I'm going to go or not, because I just feel like staying home and doing some things here. Yesterday I organized my garden book, so today I want to make a plan of what I'm going to plant where, how many planter boxes I'm going to have, how many little raised beds I'm going to have, and where I'm going to put them. I enjoy doing that. Sometimes the planning is more fun than the actual doing. So I have lots of plans, but I do have to get busy on some of them. Actually, I have to get busy on a lot of them. That's when it would be nice to have some more money. You know, I don't mind living on what I live on. But when you need help and you would like to hire somebody, that's when it would be nice to have more money. You don't have to do everything yourself that way. Because when you don't have a lot of money, everything is a DIY project, which can be fun too. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just want that little extra help. And I know we have families and sometimes friends, but I don't know, if you're like me, you hate to bother them. So anyway, let's do a cheers and taste the coffee. Cheers. Oh, that's nice and hot. So I'm going to go look at my budget book, and then I'm going to make out a plan for my garden in the spring. It's still a little too cold and windy to plant much out there, although I'm thinking about trying a little winter sowing. But again, that requires spending some money because I have to buy the totes, the clear totes. That's how I want to do it. And I know you can do the milk jugs and the water bottles, but I really don't have any of those around. So that's something that I would need to spend some money on. I have all the little, I think they're 3-inch pots. I've saved those over the years from plants I've bought. So that's not an expense. I have the soil, so that's not an expense right now either. But I would have to go get the totes. So anyway, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee and take a look at the budget book, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. All right, I'll be back. Okay, yesterday I got a nice green check mark. That always makes me happy. So today, if I go to Mally's with the family, I'll get a red X, which I really don't want to do. I really had planned on having this mostly all green check marks. Well, like I said, life happens, and sometimes we have to weigh our options. And that's another reason why I like to be very flexible with my no-spend days. if things come up like a family something or something you can't pass up in the grocery store because it's such a good deal, I don't want to miss out on those things because it's like, oh no, I can't, I'm on a no spend. So then you do a no spend the next couple days. All right, well, that's my tracking for today. I hope you guys are doing well and not overspending. So I will be back in a little bit and we'll see what else is going on today. All right, well, I'm going to try and make something a little different from my leftovers. Now I have this Danish here. It's a cherry and cheese Danish and it's pretty dry. I have a couple of eggs. I have this creamer that I want to use up. And then I have this creamer that's honey, cinnamon, and vanilla. So I'm going to make like a breakfast bake. I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to mix up the eggs and the cream, pour it over, and then I'm going to bake it. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm trying to use up what I have and not waste food. All right, let me get this put together. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to turn this into a bread pudding of sorts. So I have the 2 eggs, and hopefully this turns out. I'm going to add about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, whatever you like, of vanilla. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sugar. Not too much sugar because this is already sweet and this is already sweet. So I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of this creamer. Now this is non-dairy. And then I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of this honey cinnamon creamer. And this is sweet, so you don't want to add too much. And then I'm just going to beat this up, put this over here and let it sit for a few minutes so the Danish can soak up the liquid. And I'm just trying to use up what I have and make something else out of it. Hopefully it'll be good. Alright, I think that'll be it. Good. And the only reason I'm doing this is because this Danish is really dry and I don't want to throw it away. I mean, it's not moldy or anything, so... And this should soak up all this liquid, I would think, and make a good bread pudding. So I want to make sure everything is coated. Now if you want it more soupy, you can add more liquid. If you want more of a dry pudding, add a little less. And this should be enough for a couple of meals. You can add more honey to this, or you can add maple syrup. It's an open canvas. Now I've never tried to make it with Danish before. I've made bread pudding before. But once this is done soaking, I'll be back and we'll bake it and we'll see if it's any good. Okay, so this has been sitting here for about 20 minutes. Looks like it's pretty much soaked up what it's going to soak up. I'm going to top this with some cinnamon sugar that I've had hanging out. And then I'm going to bake this at 350, and I'm going to check it after about 20-25 minutes and see if it comes out clean. I'm not real good at judging baking times. I have to keep checking it. So I'll let you know once it's done. I'll come back and show it to you. And hopefully this is good, because I hate to throw out food. All right, so it's done. I wish you could smell this. This just smells divine. So I baked it at 350 for about 35 minutes, and now I'm letting it cool, and then I will give it a taste. But if it tastes as good as it smells, this is a definite winner. It would be worth it to buy a Danish Let It Go stale and then make this. But we'll see. The proof is in the taste. All right, well, this is cooled off. I'm going to give it a try. It certainly looks good. I'm just wondering if it isn't too sweet. And if it is, I mean, you could still make it and just not put sugar in it. So we will see. But it smells wonderful. I should have probably greased this dish, but I forgot. Oh, it's coming out pretty easily. All right. Let's give this a try. Here we go. It's got a nice texture. Oh, that's good. It's sweet, but not too sweet. Oh, that's delicious. You know, you could probably even do this with some stale donuts. Oh, this is a definite winner. Very, very good. Doesn't need any topping. So repurpose your stale Danish. All right, that's it for breakfast. I'm going to go enjoy this with a nice cup of hot coffee. And then I'm going to do a little spring garden planning. Well, it's tea time. And I'm sitting here in my recliner chair because it's after 3 o'clock. Oops. Cheers. Well, I didn't do a whole lot today, but I did fix up my garden book and wrote down some lists of plants that I want to put in my garden this coming up spring, and made some plans of how I want to arrange my garden. So I'm hoping that works out fine, and I'll have to move a lot of things around, but that's okay. I'll just get a helper of some sort because I can't do that by myself. So I'm just going to plant basic vegetables, nothing exotic, nothing fancy. Same thing with the herbs. I have some of the Dollar Tree stackable planters, and now I'm looking around trying to find something that I can put on the ground Somewhere I saw using it with a PVC pipe at the base makes it so that you can turn it. Because I've noticed that, well, my garden, the sun comes from the east on my property. It faces northeast where my garden is. So I get way more sun on the east side of my garden, which means the other half of the west side of my containers don't get as much sun. So because I want to plant beans and herbs in there and flowers, I have to make it so that I can rotate those stackable planters. So I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to do that isn't going to cost me an arm and a leg. I'm sure on Amazon they probably have bases that I can use, but I have a lot of mulch on that part of the garden. It's not sitting on cement. So what happens with that is it sort of sinks into the ground, and then it's kind of useless. And just turning it on the mulch doesn't work. So I have to figure something out before spring. If any of you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Maybe you have a very resourceful hubby that is a DIY kind of guy that has some good ideas. So anyway, that's how I passed most of my Sunday. I ended up not going for ice cream. So today was just a stay-at-home day. So, and for dinner, I still have some leftover things that I'm going to make. So easy peasy. There won't be many dishes, there won't be much cooking, and that's not a bad thing. So it turned out to be a decent day, but very windy again. But it is on the warmish side, but the wind is cold. It's always the wind that's so cold. Well, I guess that's not unusual for this time of the year. And so I heard too that President Trump will be coming to East Palestine, however you pronounce it, on Wednesday to check it out. So now apparently our current president has decided that his administration will provide aid, I think. Who knows? So anyway, that's the latest and the greatest. And I wish the best for all those people. And apparently, an area of 100 miles is affected to some degree with the mess that they made. So, and my house happens to be 91 miles away from the crash site. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but you got to do the best you can with what you've got. So I'm not going to fret about it. I'm just going to keep my ear to the ground and see what I can find out. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit and show you what's for dinner. And like I said, I'm going to keep it simple. So I'll be back. All right, well, it's time for another quick and simple dinner today. I have this left over from my Panera bowl the other day. So I have that, and this is the big container of salad spring mix that I got from Costco. And it was only $3.99, and it is packed. So I'm going to have a salad. hopefully I can eat this all. If not, I'll just freeze it and put it in smoothies, or I could dehydrate it and put it in a green mix and add it to soups. But this is pretty fresh. Oh my. Here. They love, love, love lettuce. Okay, here. Okay, anyway, there we go. All right, puppies, can I get in here? All right, I also cooked up some ultimate chicken. So I'm going to add some of that. But I'm going to put this with the salad. So this is going to make a pretty hearty dinner. I warmed this up a little bit. It was in the fridge, and I just warmed it a little bit. So, still tasty. So I have some sweet onion here that I'm also going to add. I'm not sure what they put in their Mediterranean salad at Panera, but it was good. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever eaten, but it was good. I'm just shaking out the little pieces. All right, and then I'm going to cut up some of this chicken. Not chicken. I'm also going to add a little more cheese. So I have the shredded Colby Jack. Just add some more protein. Okay. Cut up the chicken and get a dressing, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here is my dinner. I think that looks pretty good, and I've decided I'm going to have this Italian 3 cheese with it because the rice already has some seasoning. I think it's some kind of a feta-ish thing with either sour cream or yogurt. So this is going to be my dinner for tonight. And I think that looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to be eating quite a bit of salads this week. So, okay. I'll be back later. Dinner was good. And that's all I have for you today. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.